All right, our electrical symbol legend. What you're gonna do, come down here, legends, right click on it, go new legend, okay? And you'll name it electrical symbols and it's gonna be blank. All right, set our scale. I set my scale to 1/4 inch because that's what the sheet is. It does, I don't know that matters too much. Anyway, I did since everything else is 1/4 inch. I've set it at 1/4 inch. Okay, um, there's a couple of different ways to get all the stuff in here. And I drug them in. There's two different ways. Let me show you one. We go annotate and you go component on the pull down and you choose legend component. And that brings up this list right here, the family. And it's the whole big old list of everything you've got in your project. Okay. And so you would go to, if you know which ones you've got, and you click them, and most of them it's only ceiling plan, and then you just drop it into place. And you go back and find your next thing. I've got a pendant light. Okay, and so I place that, but I didn't put pendant light in there. Okay, switches. Let's go down and look at switches. You see why this is lighting switches? Those are the expensive ones that we pulled in. Electrical fixtures, these are the basic ones that we pulled in here. I do think so. Yeah. Okay, so that's one way to do them. The other way is to come over here in your project browser, and keeping in mind, I've got all kinds of extra stuff loaded in mind that you guys aren't going to have, but you can scroll down over here, excuse me, and find your stuff that you're using, and click and drag it in and drop it. Okay. So there's two different ways to do that. The exhaust fan. Okay. And so there's two different ways to bring the stuff in. Whichever one you find the easiest is quite all right. Now, there is a three-way switch one in there, the 110 volt outlet. There's a GFI, but the switched outlet, same as I did before, is I drew a filled region. And this one I added text to it. Okay, and so I brought them in, and then I drew some lines. The border, the outside border, I use wide line types. I'm not sure how it's going to print yet, but I think that'll work okay. And then all the rest of them, I use medium lines. Okay. Just for your interest, I made these 2 feet tall. That seemed like a good spacing for them. The first one there, that's 4 feet for the symbol, and what I ended up with like 9 feet too. 9 feet would work okay for that across here. And then I put my symbols in. I lined them up with each other and kind of got them spaced. I did one thing of text and then I copied it down. Okay. And then edited the text. These I drew the first line. I did offsets to create these lines so they're all 2 feet apart. Like I said, I did one text and then I copied, using a corner as my base point, and then I just copied it down and edited it. I did have to make this one, the recessed lights don't show up any different, so I put the text in for recessed. The ceiling mounted light, what brings in is the ceiling plan view, which is just a round light. But in our electrical plan, where's one? Right here. We see a light ring in the center because it's plan view as opposed to ceiling view. So I drew a line in the middle. I just did an offset of pick line, offset, and drew a line in the middle. Smoke detector, I can't get that to rotate, so I'm just going with it. Okay, and so it did that. I think that's everything that we need. So I'm going to delete all those out of here. And then it goes on your electrical plant also. And I use the viewport style we created earlier for notes that has no title below it, no scale. Put that in, got it centered up. And man, it's just looking beautiful. Okay. And I will come back with another video talking about how we're going to go back and look at cleaning up things that we may have created in the process of doing all this stuff. Oh, come on. And so, I think projects are looking pretty good. I'm just going to wheel that around to show you the outside lights there. So if you got questions, shoot me an email. Come by and see me, okay?